Hello friends, welcome to our RV YouTube channel. To watch the previous video sessions, the link for those videos is given in the description box. Now in this session 11 of electric drives and control, we are going to discuss about single phase semi converter or half controlled converter fed separately excited DC motor under continuous conduction mode. Okay, that means we are going to see about the speed control of a DC motor by means of using a single phase semi converter. So now first let us discuss about the circuit diagram. Here this is the single phase AC supply. Okay, single phase AC supply whose magnitude is Vs, and this is thyristor T1, and here this is diode D1, and here thyristor T2 and diode D2. So this thyristor T1, diode D1, diode D2 and thyristor T2 forms the single phase half controlled rectifier or semi converter. So this AC voltage called single phase AC supply Vs is converted into DC by means of using this rectifier, and the DC output voltage of the rectifier is Va. Okay, the DC output voltage of the rectifier is Va, and this output voltage or the power is fed to the DC power or the DC voltage is fed to the DC motor. This Ia represents the armature current, and here Ra is armature resistance and this is armature inductance, and these are our armature terminals, and this motor has the back EMF or the induced EMF. The voltage across the armature terminals is armature voltage Va. That means the the average output voltage of the rectifier is fed to the armature, which is nothing but the armature voltage of the motor. So now let us see the operation of this particular circuit configuration. So for that, first let us draw the input voltage of single phase AC. This is our single phase AC supply sinusoidal voltage, which is going to be converted into DC, and this is our negative of our supply voltage, and this is again our positive of the supply voltage, the sinusoidal, and this is our back EMF of the DC motor or the induced EMF. And now I am going to consider a firing angle which is less than or equal to 90 degree. That means the range of the firing angle is between 0 degrees to 90 degrees. So this is our 90 degrees. So less than 90 degrees, somewhere I am going to consider my firing angle alpha. This point is pi, and therefore this point becomes pi plus alpha, and this is 2 pi, and this is again 2 pi plus alpha. So let me mark these points here also, which will be useful to us. Pi, and here it is pi plus alpha, and here it is 2 pi, and here it is again 2 pi plus alpha. Okay, so here we are going to draw the average output voltage of the rectifier, which is given to the armature terminal of the motor, and here we are going to draw the armature current. So let me have here also these points are the instants of the angles, pi plus alpha, and here it is 2 pi, and here it is 2 pi plus alpha, x-axis. So now let us discuss the operation. First, during the positive half cycle, that is from alpha to pi, is also known as duty interval. So at this interval, what happens is the armature current starts from the phase terminal, enters into the thyristor T1 and enters into the armature A terminal and leads through the AA and enters into the diode D2 and completes its journey at the neutral terminal. So this is the current flow. Therefore, the current flows from the phase thyristor T1, the armature terminal A, and leaves through AA and enters into diode D2 and leaves through neutral. So here the magnitude of the voltage is Vs, which we considered was Vs, and the output voltage across the armature terminals is Va. So if you apply KVL to this loop, you will get, or we will get, Va is equal to Vs. Okay, Va is equal to Vs. So during positive half cycle from alpha to pi, our output voltage is the supply input voltage. So whatever the supply input voltage is, or input voltage is given, that will be the output voltage. So let us try to draw that output. So this is our alpha point and this is our pi. This is our angle pi. So from alpha to pi, our output voltage is nothing but the input voltage. That means the Vs, right? So this is our Vs curve. So this will be the output voltage. So let us draw separately here in the Va curve. Va characteristics. That means either the average output voltage of the rectifier or the armature voltage. And let us try to draw the current also here. So from alpha to pi, we will have the current flow. So here the thyristors T1, and according to here the current flow, we have saw that thyristor T1 and diode D2 conducts, right? So thyristor T1 and diode D2 conducts. Okay. So now at an angle of pi to pi plus alpha, it is known as freewheeling interval. Freewheeling period. That means during pi to pi plus alpha. So during pi to pi plus alpha, the diode D1 and D2 comes into the conduction. Okay. So here this is diode D1 and here this is diode D2. Okay. So now the current flow will be from the motor or the armature inductance to diode D2 and diode D1 and again to the motor. So this will be the current flow like this. Motor to diode D2 to D1 and to again to the motor. So if you observe at this circuit diagram, I mean the freewheeling period circuit diagram, it is of a short circuit, right? The current is flowing in between motor, diode D2 and D1. So our output voltage across this is equal to 0 because it is short circuit, right? The current is flowing in between motor and diode D2 and diode D1. So therefore it forms a short circuit. So in a short circuit our armature output voltage is 0. That means from pi to pi plus alpha during the freewheeling period our armature output voltage is equal to 0. So let us draw that from pi to pi plus alpha. So this is our pi angle and this is our pi plus angle. So from here to here the output voltage is 0. So let us draw in this Va characteristics or the Va graph. See, output voltage is 0. So here diode D1 and diode D2 conducts. Now at an angle of pi plus alpha to 2 pi, what happens? Let's see. So during negative half cycle, from pi plus alpha to 2 pi, this is also known as duty interval as the positive half cycle. So at this period what happens is the current flow starts from the neutral terminal and enters into the diode D1 and the armature terminals of the motor and enters into the thyristor T2 and completes its journey at the phase terminal. Okay, the current starts from neutral terminal and enters into the diode D1 and enters into the A terminal and leaves through the AA terminal and enters into the thyristor T2 and ends its journey at the phase terminal. So if you observe at this circuit, previously during positive half cycle it was phase and neutral which is of plus Vs. Now if you observe at negative half cycle, it is neutral and phase. Therefore, the supply is reversed. Hence the input voltage is minus Vs. And here the voltage across the armature terminal is Va. So if you apply KVL to this loop, we will get Va is equal to minus Vs. Okay. So during negative half cycle, from pi plus alpha to 2 pi, our armature voltage is Va is equal to minus Vs. So now let us try to draw that. So from pi plus alpha to 2 pi, that means from here to here the output voltage is of minus Vs. Va is equal to minus Vs. So this is our minus Vs graph, right? That means minus Vs term. So that has to be followed like this from pi plus alpha to 2 pi. So let us draw in the Va graph separately. So this is from pi plus alpha to 2 pi, and here the thyristor T2 and diode D1 conducts. The thyristor T2 and the diode D1 conducts. So again from 2 pi to 2 pi plus alpha, the freewheeling action takes place. Like in the during pi to pi plus alpha, here the freewheeling period took, right? I mean during pi to pi plus alpha, earlier we saw about the freewheeling period at which the diode D1 and D2 conducted, right? So now during 2 pi to 2 pi plus alpha, also it is the freewheeling period only. That means again the same diodes D1 and D2 comes into the conduction, and there will be a short circuit, and again the average output voltage will be equal to 0. That means freewheeling means nothing but freewheeling is nothing but which the freewheeling diodes avoids the negative reversal of the output voltage. Okay, negative reversal of the output voltage. So whereas if you saw in the previous rectifiers in the previous session, which is of a fully controlled rectifier in which we had the negative reversal of the output voltage, but here it is semi-converter uses freewheeling diodes called D1 and D2, freewheeling diodes D1 and D2, which will avoid the, or which will spikes out, or which will remove the negative reversal of the output voltage. That is called freewheeling action. So coming back to here, the period from 2 pi to 2 pi plus alpha, 2 pi to 2 pi plus alpha, the freewheeling action takes place. That means the thyristor diode D1 and D2 conducts. Okay. Therefore, the output voltage is 0. Now let us draw the current waveforms. So already we have drawn for the positive half cycle from alpha to pi, and now let us draw for the freewheeling action. That means from pi to pi plus alpha. Here from pi to pi plus alpha, the current flows through the diodes D1 and D2, whereas the output voltage is 0. Okay, and from pi plus alpha to 2 pi, the current flows through the thyristor T2 and the diode D1 during the negative half cycle. And from 2 pi to 2 pi plus alpha, again the freewheeling action takes place and the current flows through diode D1 and D2. So if we observe at the current graph, the current never becomes 0. It is always flowing from alpha to and 2 pi plus alpha for one full cycle. Therefore, this is known as continuous conduction mode. Okay. So this is for the firing angle alpha less than 90 degree. Now let us do the quadrants of planes based on this operation which we discussed now. So this is our VA axis in Y axis and the IA axis in our X axis. So here if you observe at this output voltage, it is positive, right? Here if you observe at output voltage, it is positive, and current is also positive here, right? Current is also positive. So both voltage and current are positive. So voltage is positive and current is positive. That means in the first quadrant. Therefore, when firing angle alpha is less than 90 degree, that means 90 degrees to 180 degree, when alpha firing angle is less than 90 degree, that means when the firing angle range is from 0 degrees to 90 degrees, our quadrant of operation is first quadrant called forward motoring. Okay, called forward motoring. Now, let us discuss about the same operation with the firing angle greater than 90 degree. Okay, greater than 90 degree. That means now the firing angle ranges between 90 degrees to 180 degrees. Okay, so now here this is our sinusoidal input voltage and this is our positive Vs, positive sinusoidal input voltage, and this is the reversal of the same sinusoidal input voltage, and again this is plus Vs, and this is our back EMF. This line is our back EMF or the induced EMF line. Okay, so now let us discuss for the positive half cycle, that is from alpha to pi. So for that, first let us draw the or make the instance of angle points. Now we have to consider our firing angle greater than 90 degree, right? We are discussing for greater than 90 degree. So this is our 90 degree. So we have to consider somewhere here, okay, greater than 90 degree. So let me consider somewhere here as my alpha, which is of greater than 90 degree. And this is obviously the pi, and here also it is pi, and here it is pi, and again in the negative half cycle somewhere greater than 90 degree the same angle, okay, should be. So that will be somewhat like here, which is of pi plus alpha, and here it is pi plus alpha, pi plus alpha, and this is 2 pi. So 2 pi and 2 pi, and again this is for the next cycle. The next cycle starts from here, which is of 2 pi plus alpha. Okay, 2 pi plus alpha, and here also it is 2 pi plus alpha. Sorry, here it is 2 pi plus alpha. So, and here it is omega t, the horizontal axis is omega t. So now let us start the operation. So during positive half cycle, our output voltage is VA is equal to Vs, right? See here from alpha to pi, which is of duty interval, the average output voltage is VA is equal to Vs, in which the thyristors T1 and D2 are conducting, right? So the output voltage will be from alpha to pi, which is of positive half cycle. So let us draw here in the output voltage curve VA, which is nothing but the thyristor T1 and diode D2. Okay, and from pi to pi plus alpha, what happens is the freewheeling period, right? Freewheeling period at which the diode D1 and D2 conducts and our armature voltage is 0. Therefore, from pi to pi plus alpha, our armature voltage is 0 from here to here. Here the diode D1 and D2 conducts. And from pi plus alpha to 2 pi, that means during the negative half cycle, here from pi plus alpha to 2 pi during the negative half cycle, what is happening is our thyristor T2 and diode D1 conducts and our average output voltage is minus Vs, right? So it has to follow the minus Vs curve. This is our minus Vs curve from pi plus alpha to 2 pi. From pi plus alpha to 2 pi. Okay, here. So here what is happening is thyristor T2 and diode D1 are conducting. Okay, and again from 2 pi to 2 pi plus alpha, what happens is our freewheeling action takes place. So where diode D1 and D2 conducts and the average output voltage is 0. Now let us draw the current graphs also for this. So from alpha to pi, the current is flowing through the T1 D2, and from pi to pi plus alpha, the current is flowing through D1 and D2. Here it is T1 D2 and here it is D1 T2. Again in the negative half cycle, the current is flowing through T2 and D1, and in the freewheeling action also the current is flowing through diode D1 and D2. So if we observe with this, as in the previous case, like alpha less than 90 degree, our current was continuous, and here it is also continuous because we are considering for continuous conduction mode. Okay. So based on this, now let us draw the voltage and current quadrants plane. So here it is our VA and here it is IA for alpha greater than 90 degree. That means 90 degrees to 180 degrees. So if you observe at the output voltage, it is positive. See here, it is positive and current is also positive. That means both voltage and current is positive. That means the operation is occurring at first quadrant, forward motoring. So what we can conclude is when our firing angle alpha is less than 90 degree and when our firing angle alpha is greater than 90 degree, whatever may be the firing angle, it is immaterial, but the quadrants of operation is first quadrant only. Okay, that means the single phase semi converter is able to provide one quadrant operation, whereas in our previous rectifier called fully controlled rectifier, it was able to provide two quadrants of operation. First quadrant called forward motoring and the fourth quadrant called reverse regenerative braking. But a single phase fully controlled rectifier, it gives the single phase semi converter will provide you the only one quadrant of operation called first quadrant, which is of forward motoring. So now let us do the mathematical analysis of this semi converter of a DC motor drive. So here average output voltage VA is equal to, here we are able to produce two pulses for one full cycle. Integration of, see here our output voltage starts at the alpha, right, here in the output voltage alpha and ends at pi. Okay, that means lower limit is alpha and upper limit is pi, and during the positive half cycle our output voltage is that means from alpha to pi. If you see here, output voltage is positive, VA is equal to VS, right? From alpha to pi, our output voltage VA is equal to VS. That means here it is VS d of omega t. VS is nothing but Vm sin omega t. VS is nothing but Vm sin omega t. Okay, so 2 gets cancelled with each other, and take Vm as constant term outside, and if we integrate sin x dx, we will get minus cos x. Therefore integration of sin omega t, we will get minus cos omega t. The limits are alpha to pi. So VA is equal to, applying the limits, Vm by pi. So first let us apply the upper limit, and while applying the lower limit we have to add a minus, and already here there is one minus, so minus to minus plus becomes plus cos omega t. Omega t is nothing but lower limit is of our alpha. Okay, and cos pi or cos 180 is minus 1. Therefore VA is equal to Vm by pi minus cos pi is minus 1 plus cos alpha. Therefore VA is equal to Vm by pi, minus into minus becomes plus, therefore 1 plus cos alpha. So let this be equation number 1. And for a DC motor, we know that VA is equal to back EMF or induced EMF E plus IA RA. Okay, and for a DC motor, E is equal to K into omega m. That means the constant K into the speed. And armature current IA is equal to T by K. Okay, so now let us substitute those equations. So substitute 1, 3 and 4 in equation 2. So instead of VA, substituting equation 1, Vm by pi into 1 plus cos alpha, which is equal to, instead of E we have to substitute K omega m, which is of equation 2, plus instead of IA we have to substitute T by K, which is of equation 4 into RA. Therefore Vm by pi into 1 plus cos alpha minus T by K RA, which is equal to K into omega m. which means omega m is equal to Vm by pi k, bringing this k to the left hand side, Vm by pi k into 1 plus cos alpha minus T by, here there is one k, and this bringing this k to the left hand side, what happens is k into k square into Ra. So this is our speed torque equation of a single phase semi converter fed DC motor drive for a continuous conduction mode. So based on this equation, now let us draw the speed torque characteristics. So here our main motive is to control the speed of the DC motor drive, right? So if we observe at this equation, this speed depends on the firing angle alpha. So when we change the firing angle alpha, the speed changes. Okay. So the basic principle is armature voltage control method, which we discussed in our previous session 10. So when we change our firing angle alpha, what happens is the average output voltage of the rectifier or the converter changes. So which in turn, which will change the armature voltage of the motor. So when the armature voltage of the motor changes, the speed also changes, which is our aim. So in this way we can control our speed. So now based on this, let us draw the speed torque characteristics of this. So here it is our speed and here it is our torque. Suppose let me draw for a 0 degrees of firing angle, alpha is equal to 0 degrees. So now I want to see here, this is my speed now. Okay, this is operating at this speed for the firing angle of alpha. So now I want to reduce the speed for some reasons. So in order to reduce the speed, I have to increase my firing angle. So let me assume that the firing angle is increased from alpha is equal to 0 degrees to something 60 degrees. So now the speed has dropped to here, from here to here. So now I want to again reduce the speed. So I can increase my firing angle again, maybe a 90 degrees. And still I am increasing the firing angle 120 and so on. So whatever may be the firing angle, may be less than 90 degree or greater than 90 degree, it will be in the first quadrant, which we have proven already. So now the speed has dropped from here to here and again from here to here. So this is how we can control the speed. So firing angle is increasing in this way. So when you increase your firing angle, armature voltage or the average output voltage will decrease, and what happens is speed also decreases. So this is how we can control the speed of a DC motor by means of using a single phase semi converter under continuous conduction mode. In our next session, we will discuss about the speed control of a DC motor drive by means of using the single phase semi converter under discontinuous conduction mode. Thank you.